And then sliding the block from out underneath the bottom and meeting me on all fours. Fanning the fingers, tucking the toes, flip your palms, flip your right palm so the palm faces up and you're feeling into the back of the wrist. And then flip the palm forward, take the opposite hand, pressure into the top of the hand. So where we have a bone and joint, we have the most dexterity, the most control. Release the hands to the earth and then fan them out so the fingers face the edges of the mat and just rock side to side. So with our fingers and our toes, we have dexterity, we have control. So if you ever feel out of control, use the fingers. Flip your hands to face forward and meet me in your downward dog. Pedaling out the backs of the legs. And as you pedal out your legs, feel the knee touch the chest. How nice is that feeling? And then stopping the movement, press the palms down into the floor, set your eyes. Feel the cross stitch in the pelvis, the magic square in the pelvis. Eyes forward, step walk, float to the top. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bow. Stand tall, reach up, look up. Hands to your heart. We'll open with the invocation. If you know it, great. If not, listen to the sounds of my beautiful voice. We'll start and close with the sound of Om. Inhale for Om. Om. Vande Gurunam Charanaravindaye Sandarashita Svatma Sukhavabode Nishveyase Jangalikaya Mane Samsara Hala Hala Moha Shantye Abahu Purushakaram Shankra Chakra Siddhaharinam Sahasra Shirasam Shvetam Pranamami Patanjali. Om. To the teachers that walked the path, we trust, we respect, we know that this path is not an easy one. Open your eyes, release your arms. Inhale up. Exhale, fold, the neck is soft. Inhale, lengthen. Step walk, float back, low push up. Roll over the toes, lift the chest. Slide back, downward dog. So you might like to shimmy or shake or lift a leg. I know in the beginning of the practice, the body might feel tense and tight, so respect that. But also respect that everything is about to change. Feel the cross stitch in the pelvic floor, eyes forward, top of your mat. Inhale, lengthen. Fold. Stretch up, reach up, look up. Release your arms. Ekam, look up. Dve, fold. Trini, lengthen. Chatwari, float back, lower. Pancha, roll over the toes, buoyant chest. Shat, strike back, downward dog. Place your eyes up the wall between the legs, and then you might want to shift the gaze ever so slightly so we activate Jalandhara Bandha. So there is this lock in the throat, symbolic of taking the rational thinking mind and plugging it into our heart's desire. Eyes forward, top of the mat. Inhale, lengthen. Fold with reverence for your own path and reach up, look up. Release your arms. Last one, up. Fold in, quads up. Inhale, lengthen. Step walk, fly back, chaturanga. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha. Exhale, Adho Mukha, downward dog. Pull up on the pearl of the pelvic floor. Feel the inhalation rise like a wave and an exhale crash like a wave. Pranayama is the extension of life. It doesn't necessarily mean breath, but intention. Hollow your belly, top of the mat. Lengthen. Fold in, the spine is soft. Reach up with pride, palms kiss. Release your arms. Bending into the knees, Utkatasana. Uttanasana, fold, fingers line the toes. Lengthen. Step walk, fly back, lower. Drag it up, lift the heart. Slide back. The right foot steps, warrior one takes us up. Let it go, palms plant, back to lower. Big Urdhva up. Adho back. Left foot steps, Virate, up. Down, hands plant, back to lower. Urdhva Mukha. Adho Mukha, land. So the Surya Namaskaras are super traditional yoga, and the point of them is to create the fire, the warmth in the body. So if you know anything about alchemy, in order for something to change, it needs to get warm. So if you know you have tight hamstrings, tight hips, tight shoulders, send the intention there. Eyes forward, light as a feather, top of the mat. Lift your heart. Bow. Sit on your throne, arms above head. Stand tall. Bend your knees, Utkatasana. Uttanasana, forehead to shins. Lengthen. Fly back, light as a feather, pelvic floor up. Spinal extension. Downward dog. The right foot steps, big inhale up, kiss the palms. Let it go, low hips, chaturanga. Inhale, Urdhva. Adho, left foot steps, dive and lift up. Hands plant, low push up. Spinal extension. Downward dog. Option 1, child's. Option 2, dolphin. Option 3, Pincha Mayurasana. So remember the faculties of the mind. Number 1, the mind likes argument, comparison. The mind likes joy, it likes to look for bliss. The mind loves to observe. So use the mind in the shape. If you're upside down, sit back. We'll take a moment in child's letting everything settle. Downward dog. Completing your exhale, top of the mat. Lift your heart. Fold in. Sit low, arms up. Stand up. One more, bend the knees, arms up. Fold in, forehead to shins. Inhale, lengthen. Step walk, fly back, lower. Urdhva, show me your heart. Adho, back. Right foot steps, enter low hips, touch the palms. Let it go, protract the shoulders back to lower. Big Urdhva. Adho. Left foot steps, low hips, high heart up. Down, palms touch, back to lower. Drag it up. Strike back. Yes. Good morning, welcome. How the heck are you? Look at your feet. If you tend to pronate or supinate, roll in or roll out, fix the feet. Due diligence. Walk your hands back to your feet. Catch your big toes in Yogi grip. Padangusthasana, lengthen. Exhale, fold, widen your thighs. So in standing work often, we're magnetizing our thighs together. But in symmetric forward bends, we're mostly pulling the legs apart to access outer glute and the outer line of the leg. Inhale, lengthen. Bend your knees and slide your hastas under your padas, your hands under your feet. Inhale, lengthen. Fold, Padahastasana, clear the abdomen, head falls. What's new, pussycat? What have you never noticed? Get excited about the body that you're in. Whether it's your cool feet, the knitting of the pelvis, the head. Inhale, lengthen. Option 1, little tiny malasana. Or take it forward, take a crow to headstand, back to crow. And that transition, my feet widen, my bum lowers to get the crown of the head down, sailing up. And if you're upside down, you'll catch those knees, lift up, Bakasana. And release the feet to the earth, little tiny squat, nicely done. Walk it forward, downward dog. Eyes forward, step walk, float to the top. Inhale, lengthen. Fold. Sit low, Utkatasana. Hands to your heart, warrior 3 on the right leg, tip it forward. So a lot of the classes yesterday we did warrior 3. What a good posture. Find a gazing point to hold you steady. Point the foot in the sky, palms down. And in your mind's eye, put warrior 2. And enter warrior 2. Gaze over the right middle finger, soft shoulders. So zipper the inner thighs together, knit the sitting bones toward each other. Flip your warrior. Extended side angle traditional, elbow to knee or hand outside the foot. Reaching that left arm up and over, gaze toward the palm of the hand. Imagine I had you by your wrist and I was pulling you and extending you through the sideline of your body. A big inhale picks you up, exalted. Extended side with a bind, hand inside the foot, unless you like elbow to knee, and if you're binding and want to fly, birds of paradise. For those of you that are flying in birds of paradise, make it clean, make it accurate. 3, 2, 1. If you're flying, step down, step back. Beautiful. Untangle the arms, plant them, side plank on the left. You might catch the right toe, reach it to the ceiling, reach and push through the big toe joint. And then a rhetorical question, but what's happening in the armpit of your left arm? Bring your eyes down, hands down, chaturanga, chin forward. Big urdhva up, adho back. Take a beat, let your eyes settle for a moment. Eyes forward, top of the mat. Inhale lifts the chest, folds the heart, sits you low, Utkatasana. Warrior 3 on the left, send the right leg back, palms open. So there's different schools of thought in terms of the hand position, and out of curiosity, what's your school of thought? Do you like wide fingers, soft fingers? Put Warrior 2 in your mind's eye and land, Virabhi. Low pelvis. Imagine we're pulling one hand back, one hand forward. Cross stitch the pelvic floor to support the pearl, the diamond. Diamonds are a girl's best friend. Flip your warrior. Extended side angle, traditional elbow to knee or hand outside the foot. Utthita Parsvottanasana, eyes to the palm. Squeeze the inner thighs together and awaken the back arch. Peel it up, exalted warrior. Extended side, elbow to knee or hand inside the foot. For those of you that like to bind, you could bind. For those of you that want to fly, fly. Go to your face and your expression. If this were a performance piece, what would the face look like? If you're flying, untangle, step down and back. And then hands down, Vasisthasana, side plank on the right. Reach it high, eyes up. Clean lines. So we want to look for resistance. We want to see the dvesa, the pushing away. Eyes down, hands down, low push-up. Drag it up, lift the heart. Slide it back. Option 1, child's. Option 2, downward dog. Option 3, handstand, either with your wall or in the center of the room. So what's so cool about having a practice is that it's your own. you're upside down, sit back. Take a child's, let it settle. How the heck are you? Rise up, downward dog. Lift your right leg up. Right knee taps the right armpit. Send it to the sky and cross it over for either fallen triangle or Visvamuttrasana. So you can lower the edge of the foot down. You could catch the edge of the foot and shine the sole of your foot to the center of the top of your mat. So this is the posture that shows up after side plank in third series. It's typically done a little different, symbolic of the student surpassing the teacher. Three-legged dog, send it high. Step it between your hands, drop your knee. Utthita Parsva Konasana, twisted side angle, Parvrita, hook your left elbow. Your arms could open. Some of you might like to bind. Some of you might like to kick out through the back heel and explore the back leg. Untangling your hands. Prasarita A, walk yourself to the long edge of your mat, pigeon toe the feet, lengthen. Crown of the head to the floor, sitting bones high. If you wish to go upside down, go upside down. Yeah. Yes, elbows tight. So imagine this were the Nutcracker and like all your relatives came to watch the show. There's a quality of performance, but it's not about who's watching, it's about the feeling. Gorgeous. Yeah. If the feet are up, put them down. Inhale, lengthen. Catch your waist, remind yourself you have legs, and stand up. Trikonasana, the arms float open, left toes to the back. Glide your hips, take the shin, block the toe, the floor. And again, that quality of smriti or memory, that word I don't like, gaze to the thumbnail. So put into practice all the things you know. You know about Mula Bandha, the drishti, the gaze. You know about the quality of the pranayam. So memory is so useful to find the stillness we're after, the freedom we're after. Bring your eyes down, bring your hands down. We'll build twisted triangle from the floor up. Shorten the distance, clear the digestive tract, and take the right palm to the pinky toe edge. Left hand to the small of the back, or it reaches high to the sky. Half moon, pop up. Left foot, left hand, go to the sky. Right hand to the hip, unless you like to catch your ankle. So some people tend to catch the top of their foot, and that's okay too. I find that the ankle makes a tighter grip for me, an easier grip. Untangle this standing split, step your feet together, tiny little squat for side crow facing the back. Pivot your knees to face the left. You might stay right there. Some of you might pick it up for flight, Parsva Bakasana, side crow. You might look at your toes. untangle the shape. Opposite side, pivot the knees. Snuggle in nice and close, pick it up. Parsva Look at the toes. 3, 2, 1. Release the flight. Knees through center, lengthen. Fold. Lengthen. Step walk, float back, low push up. Spinal extension up. Downward dog back. Reach your left leg up. Left knee taps the left armpit to the sky. Cross it over, lower the edge of the foot down or catch the edge of the foot. Vishvamatrasana, face the back. Plant your palm, left leg high. Step it between your hands, drop your back knee. Reach the right arm up. Hook it over, hands to prayer, or tangle the arms in a bind for side angle. Pressure in the abdomen. So the intention for the twists are to compress the organs in the belly. Untangle the arms, Prasarita D, crawl yourself through center. Catch a hold of the big toes, inhale to lengthen, and exhale to fold. So some of you might like to pop up into a little headstand. Again, you might take your hands in a different position. Yeah. If the feet are up, put them down. Inhale, lengthen. Catch your waist. Stand up. Arms float open, Trikonasana, right toes flip. Hinge, take the shin, the toe, a block the floor. Left arm is up, eyes are up. So what about the brows, your eyebrows? And then what about the knitting of the pelvic floor, that little cross stitch? Are you weighted to the back edge of the body or the front side? Bring your eyes down, bring your hands down, square your hips. Take your left hand to the pinky toe edge, pivot it open, twisted triangle from the floor up. Pull the navel center back, roll your heart open like you mean it. Dig deep in the bottom hand. Ardha Chandrasana, half moon, pop it open. You might catch the ankle, you might extend the leg up. Tell me about your big toe joint. So if our personality is here to serve the energy of our pose, our practice becomes a gateway to understand it better. Release the fingertips to the earth, step the feet together. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. We're going to take Kundinasana B, a variation of side crow. Tip the knees forward. Pivot the knees to face the left, and this might be as far as we go, a little kind of twisting action. Otherwise, you'll catch your right hip on your left elbow, fan the legs, the top leg goes up. Some of you might even pull the legs together, then fan them apart. Releasing the shape. Pivot the knees through center, opposite side, snuggle in, catch, and fly. Any variation, so you could just be playing with a twist. 3, 2, 1. Release the flight, knees through center, lengthen, fold, lengthen again, fold, stand tall, reach up, look up, release the arms. Utthita Hasta Padangusthasana, standing big toe pose. Feet hip distance. Anchoring into the left foot, lift the right arm and invite your knee or your toe up. Some of you might like to bow. So notice if there's a little bit of dvesa, pushing away. Notice if there's a little bit of raga, a wanting more of. And we're just observing it, knowing. If you're bowed forward, stand tall, take the leg wide, eyes soft. So the reason it's important to understand the quality of pushing and pulling is that there's so many things in life we don't get to choose. So our aversions and our addictions keep us in pain, avoiding the moment. Eyes through center, leg through center, point your toe, catch your waist, stay 3, 2, 1, and release. Close your eyes, feel the flood, the flow. When it shifts from what's in it to me to how can I serve, everything changes. It's not about numbers or money, it's about living more authentically, like that peace pilgrim. Open your eyes, catch your right hip, lift your left arm, and invite your leg to the party. You might bend the leg, you might straighten it, you might fold. Anything that creates stability. Take your leg out wide, take your eyes over the opposite shoulder, scissor the thighs. Bring your eyes through center, your leg through center, point it. Catch the waist, 3, nice and high, 2, and release. Take a beat, close your eyes, observe. So that quality of the mind, it likes that. It likes to look and to watch and just to observe without judgment. So we are over or controlling what the mind is doing. We're going circumventing, we're going around. We're letting it do what it does, yet we're directing it to something more positive. Parvriti. Open your eyes, half-bound standing lotus or tree. Take your right leg up, stomp it on your thigh for tree. Lotus people, cross it over, catch the toe, fold. If anyone is in the business of a handstand lotus, you could pop up and play. Continuing to clear the belly center as the head falls. Lift up on Mula Bandha, the stitch of the pelvic floor, and from there, if you're fold forward, the head gets heavier. If you're down, come up and release. Take a moment. Other side, Half-bound standing lotus or tree, cross it over. Look for bliss, ananda. So where in the body, whatever shape you're taking, do you feel a quality that you like? You know, maybe it's the way the big toe anchors and holds the whole shape. Maybe it's the breath as it rises. But there's got to be something about the pose that is kind of exciting. If you're down, come all the way up and release the shape, Samastitihi. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, lengthen. Step walk, fly back, lower. Drag it up, lift the heart. Slide it back. Lift your right leg up and step it through for Hanuman or Ardha Hanuman. So you might like blocks. Kicking the front heel down into the earth runner stretch. So for those of you that find this crazy, you might like a longer runner stretch. Blocks are great. Some of you will take Hanuman and you could work a king bind from Hanuman if you like. You could take a forward bend. So let's go into the function of the mind that is conjecture. Go right and left. Go up and down. Go hot and cold. Sitting over on your right hip, sweep the left leg around. So two options. Option one, put your foot on your inner thigh like a wide open janu, or take your foot and cross it over in a half lotus. Half lotus people, you'll reach your hand behind your back to catch your toe. Janu people, you'll place your hand, your left hand on your knee, and we'll open to the side to catch the edge of the extended right leg. Keep working the knee to the floor. Keep rolling the right lung up open from under the left. Marichyasana, A or B. So if you have a half lotus, keep it. Otherwise, take that right leg and bring it in so it's in front of that left shin, or you'll have your half lotus. Reach the right arm forward and take a bind around that right knee joint. Inhale lifts the sternum and exhale folds you in. So seated work, I find in vinyasa classes, is often neglected. And I could be wrong here, and I think it's because it sometimes can be boring or perceived as. So as a question for you, what's your thoughts on seated work? In the Ashtanga system, they say seated work is way more challenging than standing. Inhale, rise up. Release the shape. It's a vinyasa or just a downward dog. So you strike back, you flow, whatever feels like your appetite. And once we meet in our dog pose, stretch your legs, set your eyes, and reach that left leg up. Step it through Hanuman or Ardha. Option one, kick the heel. So for those of you that find this pose awful, it might be nice to put blocks under your hands and even wiggle the knee farther back. So you become the owner of beautiful, and Hanuman people, if you want a bind of some sort or fold of some sort, do that. So instead of going to the obvious, so the obvious might be the hamstrings, what is the least obvious part of this pose? For me, it's the back of my neck. There's nothing really happening there. So proprioception is the ability to go to all the places in this body. That is being woke. That's awareness and consciousness. And then sitting over on that left hip, pull the right leg forward. It's either a janu, so it touches the thigh like a tree, or it's an open half lotus. People that have the foot touching the thigh, take your right hand to your knee. Lotus people, catch your lotus toe with the right hand and reach for the left ankle or edge of the foot. Roll it open. Take it forward, Marichi A or B, fold the left leg in, reach that left arm forward and tangle your hands behind your back as you fold in. The inhale lifts you out of the pelvis, the exhale drops you, softens you. Inhale, lengthen. Release the shape. It's a vinyasa or a dandasana. So we can extend our legs, take a beat, beautiful nada, gorgeous, yeah, wow. All the way back through to a seat, Tirang Mukha Ekapada Paschimottanasana. Take your right leg, tuck it back. And then roll the pelvis, the stitch work of the pelvis back and fold. So the reacher is the grabber, the right hand catches the left wrist if you're that deep, and the drishti is between the brows or down the nose. Inhale lifts the heart, coming into heron shape, pubic bone the opposite way. If you'd prefer leg behind the head, you could. Touch your knee to your chest, maybe catch your ankle, maybe catch the foot and fold in. So the reacher is the grabber, the right hand would catch that left wrist. Inhale, lengthen. Release the pose for Ashtavakrasana. So hang to the left and pull the right leg forward, rock the hip. So you could just play here, rocking your little baby back and forth, feeling the top of the thigh bone in the acetabulum. Otherwise, hook the knee on the elbow, cross the feet, pick it up, Ashtavakrasana. Protract the shoulders, take 3, 2, 1. Float it back. Stretch it up. Take it back. How the heck are you? Eyes forward through to a seat. Yes. Oh, yeah. Other side, take the left leg back, move the meat. Take your tailbone back behind you, so you're starting this already in the right position, and fold. Inhale lifts you out of the pelvis, exhale bows you in. So we do this practice to clear to feng shui anything that does not bring us joy and anything that is a lesser desire. Now, we wouldn't do a marathon because we thought it was easy. A marathon is by nature challenging. The vinyasa system of yoga by nature is challenging. It's a piece of it. It's the enthusiasm, the virya. Inhale, lengthen. Release the shape, crown chasana, around the pelvis. If you'd prefer leg behind the head, take that. Bring your knee to your chest, maybe catch your ankle, maybe catch your foot and fold in. Inhale to lengthen. Release the shape for Ashtavakrasana. Hang heavy, pick your left leg up, rock it. So that might be as far as we go. That's perfectly fine. Some of you might feel comfortable to hook your knee like a backpack strap. Pick it up, Asha. Gaze at the feet or directly down to the floor. 3. Thigh master till your arm has a bruise on it. 2. 1. Vinyasa. Everyone meet me in downward facing dog. Hello, puppy. Drop down onto the knees and move your feet. We'll come into Virasana, hero's pose, hands to the thighs. So we'll change directions and we'll move into our back bends. And what is required in the back bending is very different than what is required in the standing, which is very different than what is required in the seated. Stay just as you are or start to descend back into sleeping hero. Where are you? Go local. So I'm in my living room, I'm on my back. And then go super microscopic between the cells. Like you're going through the metal detector and the guard is like, make sure there's nothing in your pockets, and scan the body for tension, for gripping, for dvesa, pushing away. Rising all the way up, clear the knees. So the option's going to be headstand to lotus back to headstand vinyasa, but you could just go child's. You could take headstand crow. You could take a headstand. So this is from 3rd series. Take it or leave it. It's a headstand, and then we tangle our legs, or Baddha Konasana, the legs. And then pull the belly in, knock the elbows, pick ourselves up. And then wherever you are, we'll take a vinyasa or just strike back, downward dog. Drop down onto the knees for camel. We'll take 2 camel shapes. And let's play with tucked toes because we will flirt with the transition from Urdhva D. And let's enter it as though we were gonna go Urdhva D. I loved yesterday, maybe it was Jazz, I loved the way she entered it. So drop the pelvis, catch your heels, and push your pelvis forward, the head falls. How's your breath? And then drop your pelvis, come out of it. It could be a headstand, a vinyasa, a little hero shape. Nice, Caroline. So second round, I'm gonna offer up Legu Vajrasana, take it or leave it. You could put blocks under between your feet to support your head. Otherwise, camel, any way you like it. With Legu, I like my knees a little wider, my feet a little closer, and you track your glutes with your thumb and first finger. You track your hamstrings, and then you get your buns to your buns. Come all the way up. Child's pose, downward dog, vinyasa, headstand, take a beat. Not much more left of the practice, so if you're feeling at all fatigued, hopefully we get our second win because we're almost home. Stand up on the knees. So if those of you that want to practice capo, I like to use the wall. So if you want to take your eyes toward me, if you're happy doing Ustrasana, do that. But I like to walk my hands down the wall. So I'm all set up and then I use my wall. So you might do that, anything you please. We have 5 breaths. Beautiful. Yes. All the way up, sit up. So this is a traditional transition from second series where we we get drunk. We jump straight into crow. And so I'll give you a little demonstration. I saw this and I was like, oh my God, that's magic the first time I saw it. And the idea is it's like you're catching something. So there's this moment where you have to catch the momentum of it. So I'm in downward dog and I'll shorten my dog. I'm gonna take a little Baddha Konasana, low bum. It's not high, it's more of like a crouch and a spring. So here I am and I catch my crow. So you might just kind of basketball hop your feet. Play with that. I'll give you about 5 breaths to play. You could jump straight in, clear the navel center, hop, and catch your crow. Lower bum, eyes forward, lower bum, eyes forward, catch your crow. 3, 2, beautiful, better, 1. And then, however, meet me in a seat for 2 more seated poses before we fully close. So this is Bharat Vajrasana. Take the right leg, tuck it back like half hero. From second series, take the right leg, either it's a half lotus, left leg, or it touches the thigh. So you decide. Sweep your hand behind your back, maybe catch behind your back or your lotus toe. Your hands, your fingers flip and they track the lower bone, the legs of the bones of the lower legs. The legs and the bones and the skin and the legs. Eyes over the back shoulder. This is the most important thing you've ever done, I promise you. Raja Yoga, the royal path of yoga, means that every moment is relevant, important. The eyes come forward, untangle, vinyasa or dandasana. So we could extend our legs, we could take an L sit. Check your beautiful little face. Other side, Bharadvadrasana. This is from second. Take the left leg, tuck it back, right leg over. And then maybe you catch the lotus toe, perhaps you reach behind the back. Spin your chest, your eyes, your heart. So we're building Shraddha, we're building faith, faith in self, in the practice. You know, we see some results, we notice the body changing, we're like, I believe in this. But it becomes trickier when the results aren't as obvious. The eyes come forward, untangle, vinyasa or dandasana. Beautiful. One more seated shape and then we'll move into our back bends. But Aaron, we already did some. So this is Ardha Matsyendrasana. They say that he was the fish that was the first student of yoga. Kind of weird. Take the right leg, tuck it under. Take the left leg, step it over. So I'm going to offer this as a bound posture. So you could hook your right elbow, pivot your eyes. You could thread your arm through, catch your fingers. Or if you have a different variation that you prefer, do that. I find with twisted posture, sometimes I feel like a sausage and I'm like, whew, I can't breathe. Take your eyes forward, untangle. It's either a can-can girl twist or lower to your head, flip it, switch it, other side. So the can-can girl, she leans back, she has high heels on and fishnets, and then opposite side. Sweep the right hand behind the back, left elbow catches the knee, maybe thread it through, tangle it up. One of the superpowers of a yogi is to become so minute, no one could even see you. And I think that's the point of twisted, tiny postures. Take your eyes forward, untangle. It's a vinyasa or a dandasana. So before I get you on your backs, I'd like you to bring your eyes toward me for a moment. So we're gonna play with a couple different back bends, but I wanna suggest using the wall for a kick over or a hop over. And so how that's done, if you're trying to learn a back walkover, this is a nice way to learn it. It's a funny feeling in the tummy. I remember when I learned it, I was like, oh my gosh. So we'll end up in Urdhva D, and again, you can take Little Bridge, that's fine. I'll get you to step up the wall and then reach your leg, kick over, and you could even come back and come back down. But the higher up the wall, the less intense it'll be to get yourself over. And the second thing I want to suggest is the Ustrasana to full wheel. So just a quick demo, and we'll have time to play and I'll break it down for you. So here you are, Ustrasana. If you know you can do full wheel and Ustrasana, you're safe. It's just kind of nuts. So here I am. I drop my head. I'm going to bring my hands to my heart. I'm going to drop my bum. I'm going to lift my hips. Push, tip, rock. It's like rocking a baby. Meet me on your back, and we'll start with Little Bridge. So bottom down, take it or leave it, and honestly, leave it. If there's a part of you that's like, hell no, cool. Little bridge, full wheel, come all the way up. Big, full breath. So this is the first time we're just checking in. How am I? 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Come down. So second round, I'm going to offer the kick over with the use of the wall or just a bridge. Little bridge, full wheel, up we go. So choose one leg or the other. You could even just lift it up to the sky. You might kick all the way over. And come all the way down. Opposite leg, so little bridge, full wheel, and then maybe you lift the opposite leg up. Maybe you kick all the way over with it. Lift, extend, big full breath. And come all the way down. So the option would be to rock up for camel, to play with the transition camel to full wheel. And I'll give you about, let's say 30 seconds to play. That would get you back and forth 2 times. So when you're ready, either Ustrasana, little bridge, full wheel. Yeah. Beautiful. Beautiful. Come all the way down to your back. Hug your knees to your belly. Reclined big toe pose with a twist to close. The left leg extends. Some of you might like a bent knee, and the right leg extends up. Catch the right big toe. Track the left thigh, fold in. Release the neck and shoulder, take the leg out wide, eyes over the other shoulder. So I said it, like everything's different now. And that's what's so magical about the practice. We come in maybe sad, maybe scattered, disoriented, and then everything shifts. Bring your eyes through center, your leg through center. Either take your knee or the edge of your foot. Send your right arm out wide, cross the knee over the body, eyes over the other shoulder. Bring your eyes through center, your leg through center. Catch the big toe again, fold in. Release, other side, lift the leg up. Catch the toe, fold in, up, 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 up. Release the neck and shoulder. Take the leg out wide, eyes over the right shoulder. Bring your eyes through center, your leg through center. Grab the knee or the edge of the foot and cross the leg over the body. So this is twisted triangle. This is twisted half moon. Bring your eyes through center, your legs through center. Option to take a reclined twist or a headstand. So if you're on your back and want to twist right then left, do that. Otherwise, rock up to a seat and set yourself up for headstand. So you could use a wall or no wall. Yeah, looks really good. Some of you might even want to flirt with the idea of a headless headstand. About 30 more seconds, so if you want to take your pike or if you're in child's pose, you can sit back, surrender. And then wherever you are, ending up in Balasana, child's pose, for a couple moments. So we're going back in time physically, but back in time mentally. We are getting higher and wider. The perspective is bigger. Traumas fall away, sadnesses fall away. Rise all the way up, and before we take our Shavasana, let's take frog pose. So go to the long edge of your mat, take your legs out to 90. If you prefer middle splits, obviously, do that. You might like a blanket under your belly, a block underneath your chest or chin. Close your eyes. And then lift your feet up off the floor. Yeah, so from frog, see if you could lift your feet up. You're just exactly in the shape you're in, you're just lifting the feet up. And then release them down. And for some of you, nothing might happen, but it's an internal rotation of your femur bone. Do it again. Lift your feet up off the floor, press your knees down into the mat. Feel that deep internal rotation of the upper femur bone and the acetabulum, and then let it go. You might notice there's an extra millimeter. One more time, lift those feet up. Press those knees firm into the floor. A deep, deep internal rotation. Heads of the femur bones in their beloved place. Let it go. And then slowly rising up out of this. If you need a wheelchair or a shot of tequila, do that. And come forward to a seat. For our last 3 poses before Shavasana, it's cross-legged, it's half lotus, or it's a full Padmasana. So this is an external rotation hip, externally rotated hip. So you might stay just as you are. You might reach your hands behind your back to catch your elbows or your toes and fold forward. Come all the way up. Touch your thumb, your first finger together. This is Yana Mudra, the mudra of wisdom. Long through the back of the neck, bow the chin. So we are moving from vritti, so a fluctuation that is driven by memory and fantasy and craving and thought, to pravritti, which is I'm choosing or noticing where my negative pattern is, and I'm changing it to a positive, to the final destination, which is nirvritti. No impression, present moment awareness, not attached to results. Open your eyes, press the palms down into the floor, lift your legs up off the mat, last posture, 10. Pull your mat apart, stitch your pelvic floor together, eyes up, soft brow, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release your bottom, spin around, lie on your back, Shavasana. Beautiful, Basti. Adorn yourself in your finest silk and jewels. Take a deep, deep, deep inhale.